DevAlps, DevAlps.com. Would you like to learn more about how to create a leveraged income? Leverage meaning you're making money whether you work or not. Well, in today's short video, I'm going to share with you the reasons why you need to learn how to create a leveraged income and what you need to look for. Okay, and number one, Robert Kiyosaki, I'm a big fan. And he's written several books. This is one of them I've got here. What is it? Increasing Your Financial IQ, Cash Flow Quadrant, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and several different ones. And in these books, he teaches you about 4 quadrants of success, or 4 quadrants that you may be in, making money, or probably are in. And the number 1 quadrant, the first quadrant, is employee. Now, an employee trades time for money, okay, which is, it's pretty self-explanatory. We're all taught to go to school, go to college, get an education, get a good job, things like that. But the thing with getting a job and being an employee that's not too cool is the fact that, again, you're trading time for money, and you get into a place like here. Number one, you can only make so much money. So if they're paying you for 40 hours a week, you can only work 40 hours a week. So your money is limited there. The second thing with being an employee is that they can also do something like putting you on salary. They can pay you for 40 hours a week and then require you to work 80 hours a week, 60 hours a week, 90 hours a week, or whatever, just so you can get the job done. So they do this quite frequently. So obviously, if you're getting paid $20 an hour and you're working 80 hours a week and getting paid for 40 hours a week, you're only getting paid for $10 an hour. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing about being an employee that I get all the time, well, I've got benefits, man. The benefits make it worth it. Well, here's another thing that you got to consider. Most companies, they have you there to make money for them in one way or another. So let's say that you get sick and you're working for a company, you get sick in that. Well, what a lot of people don't understand is most companies, especially big companies, are self-pay on their health insurance. So they have something like Blue Cross Blue Shield as an administrator, but they're basically paying for your doctor visits, your dentist visits, and all of that. So let's say that you get really, really, really sick, and maybe you have a liver transplant or something like that. So you get a liver transplant and it's costing the company maybe $250,000, $290,000. Well, you know what? They're paying for that out of their pocket. And so if you're not so valuable to them, think about this. Wouldn't you not be the first person they'd let go? And I've actually had people do this. They've actually told me about, wow, I just got this liver transplant or whatever, and now they've got to have all this anti-immune medications, and the company, even though they were very, very valuable employees, the company is looking at them like, wow, you're costing us too much, and I've seen people actually get let go. So that's something to consider. So, are you as secure as you think you are? Is the benefits that great? Maybe, maybe not. So that's the first one. That's what I will say about an employee. The other thing I'm going to say about an employee is the tax rates are the highest of all of these quadrants. You will be paying more in income taxes than any other quadrant. And because our tax system is designed to benefit these 2 groups right here. So just by actually joining this group or this group, you're going to save just a minimum of, probably for the average person, a minimum of about $5,500 in taxes. In other words, you're going to get $5,500 back from the government, just because of the home office deduction, travel deductions, multiple deductions. There's a lot of them. I'm not going to go over that right now, but there's a lot of different deductions. The second quadrant, though, I want to talk about is the self-employed person. Okay, now I've been a self-employed person. I owned a salon, had a large salon. But the thing about being a self-employed person that you find out is, number one, it's also time for money. Now we're talking about, by the way, we're talking about doctors, lawyers, CPAs, you know, the people that are self-employed type people, hairdressers, obviously. The reason that I want to talk about this quadrant is, yes, they're trading time for money as well, okay? But what they find is the only way they can make more money is to work longer and harder. Plus, they're not getting paid for a lot of things that they're doing in this one here. And I've actually known a lot of people that are self-employed. They're working 90 hours a week, and their employees that are working 40 hours a week are getting actually paid more than they are, because they're you know, doing all the advertising stuff. Sometimes they're doing all the payroll. They're doing a lot of the work they're not getting paid for. So that's a self-employed person. Now, the third category, I'm going to use this one first, is the investor. And a lot of people know about the investor category. In other words, you know, buying rental houses, stocks, bonds, getting dividends from stocks, bonds, getting, you know, the interest paid to them. So in other words, they've got cash flow on an asset. Okay, they get cash money coming in whether they work or not on the assets that they've acquired. So that is the investor. Now, business owner, this is the next one, is also can be very leveraged if it's done right. And it is an asset that you can also create that will give you cash flow whether you work or not. A lot of people, like I said, this is a great category to be in, but a lot of people can't get in this category until they go through this category first, because they simply do not have the credit to buy houses or the knowledge to go, you know, get into real estate investment groups or things like that to actually get in this category. So what we're going to talk about today in the next video is the business owner one, and what I recommend to start your flow to freedom. Anyway, I hope you got value from that, and we'll see you in the next video.